the first of our 27 finals. On the Berkshire station, Edinburgh University, to the left of your picture, and you can see University of London bolting off the start pontoon. Good start from them, injecting some pace early into that boat. To the right of your picture, here Edinburgh settling in alongside Temple Island. And what a big day for all these athletes involved. This first race, huge way to start the day. Could be career-defining moments for them. And
just so exciting that they've been clapped out, piped out in that Edinburgh boat, and their adrenaline would have been flying sky high. And it would have been probably quite a relief to be able to get on the start and get going. And both crews have had a really, really clean start. We saw UL being led yesterday in their semi-final, and this time they've come up and it's side by side with Edinburgh.
Amelia Cataldi, the cox in the UL boat, nearest to the camera, just down a fraction as they move into the race proper, away from Temple Island, settling into that race rhythm. Hopefully the adrenaline will subside and they'll be able to relax and enjoy, to a point, the next 5 minutes.
Tim, spoken like a non-rower, and relax and enjoy. But yes, you do. It's an amazing space when you're here. You're right up by the crowds there, especially on that Berkshire side. You can see how relaxed that Edinburgh crew is. They're pressing it on and they're moving, and they'll get a huge amount of adrenaline. Racing Newcastle yesterday, they had a third of a length victory on them, so it was push, push, push all the way. So both of these crews are going to be really sharp.
Some early work for UL to do there. You can see their boat with David Wallace in the bow seat, Theo Doyle, James Middleton and George Lockton. They've got work to do as Temple Island and Hambledon Valley fades into the background, and it's all guns blazing to try and get down towards Henley Bridge, where we are on the finish line. Just watching a good start here, a hot start from Edinburgh University on the Berkshire station. Last one this back in 2016. It's the only time they've won the Prince Albert, Edinburgh University. And you saw a few moments ago beating Newcastle in the semi-final yesterday. They're on the Buck station yesterday, they're on the Berk station today, but that switch doesn't seem to have bothered them. We're just watching the blades getting very close together. The umpire keeping a beady eye on that.
Yeah, that's Alison Fairs, the umpire there. She will be keeping an eye on it because, of course, it's the umpire's job to make sure there is, first of all, safe rowing, but fair rowing as well. So ensuring that the crews stay apart and they're not at risk of a foul or interference and pushing too much dirty water down on the other opposition.
Just drifting off the Berkshire station, Edinburgh University, but Alison Fairs quite happy with that situation at this stage, and it's corrected itself. It often does, doesn't it? It was really sensible from the umpiring launch there, just to let it sort itself out. And there you are, perfectly set up now. This race, Edinburgh University in control, but a lot to go here, a lot of water to pass under the bridge.
Yeah, but look at their faces. You can see how much that fast start has cost them. It is costing them physically, and their cox will be telling them what the times are. They'll be telling them how the boat is moving. And UL, they've just flattened and look like they're actually pushing to try and stay in touch at this stage. It looks like they've come up a pip on their rate and they're moving. This race is going to go all the way. It's really, really exciting.
Yes, UL staying in contention at the moment, winners in 2021. Since then it's been Oxford Brookes totally dominating. They've won the last 3 years at the Prince Albert. And they've done exactly what you say, Sarah. In fact, they've done even better than that. Not only have they stayed in contention, but here's a surge from them. Look at this from the UL boat. They're absolutely storming past the Edinburgh University boat, and in the blink of an eye they've gone from a full length down and they're still moving ahead now, aren't they, to half a length up and moving on.
Yeah, and just look at this, that really efficient rowing. The stroke man, you can almost see him smiling there as he jumps there and feels it coming through there. You know, they rowed through yesterday at Bristol. They will have had the confidence when they went down. They'd have been listening to Amelia Cantandi, their cox, and she would have been saying, yeah, move, stay here, stay with it. We're going to move in a minute and we're going to make it count. And they, at the moment, have made it count. Is Edinburgh going to be able to do another blow?
Well, it's asking Edinburgh University a serious question here, and they might have been expecting that move. Edinburgh University may have anticipated that, having seen what happened yesterday in the other semi-final. It's what they can respond with now, Sarah.
Yeah, and you can see that they're trying to respond there. They're absolutely giving it everywhere. You can see the pain on their faces, but they're pressing on their legs, moving it through. They need to work together. They need to listen to the cox and stay in their boat, and they need to keep believing, because UL are just taking this advantage.
Henry Blackwell in the stroke seat for Edinburgh University knows that work needs to be done. All the pressures in that boat now. Look at UL go on that buck station. They've put in a terrific couple of 100 metres there to get a length up on Edinburgh University, but there's still a long way to go in this, and the lead could easily exchange between now and the finish line, which is starting to come into sight for the Coxes.
Yeah, looking at that, UL, they're perfectly placed on that buck station. Edinburgh, you know, moving maybe a little bit further away, trying to stay in touch, trying to make sure that they keep pushing in, but UL, they're pushing, they're going to hear the crowd, they're going to taste that finish line. Let's make sure they hold it together, pushing all the way. Edinburgh UL, this is a fantastic first final that we're getting here. What a privilege.
Yeah, a rip snorter of a race to open the finals programme, and UL have entertained us, burning past Edinburgh University. A few more strokes on the buck station. Well done to that UL boat. They're not there yet. Edinburgh University keeping the pressure. There'll be weary athletes in that boat. But for the first time since 2021, it's University of London who win the Prince Albert Challenge Cup. What a moment for them, and what a stylish way to do it.
Yeah, that's amazing. They kept calm, kept their rhythm, and then just when they made their move, they just kept on going. Oh my goodness, Edinburgh, fantastic crew. UL got the victory though.
Edinburgh University, such a great first half to that race, and they will have felt very confident at the midway point. Henry Blackwell there in the stroke seat. His face tells a picture there, tells a story. This was the crucial moment in the race, Sarah. It was such a defining 30 seconds of power, wasn't it? Just hit the turbo. It
was so interesting, wasn't it? Because we could see on the face of the Edinburgh athletes how much that starter costed them. And when UL made the move, they just took the rate up, they bounced the boat along in a really smooth way, and they made that decisive charge.